everyone, and welcome back to Dustful here at Chaotic Neutral Games. I am Rodrigo, your storyteller for tonight, as we join Kevin, Kat, Mike, and Simon with their continuing meteoric, well, travel towards somewhere in Dustful. Don't forget that you can join in the chaos by clicking the Discord link in the channel info, or support us by throwing money at us and becoming a subscriber. So let's join them again in the City of Ghosts and Broken Dreams in John Harper's Blades in the Dark. And welcome back, everyone. Hello. It's been we didn't play for a week, but now we're back.
It's been a while.
How's everyone doing? What's up?
Yeah, we're getting through the week.
Reasonable.
Is it Friday yet?
Like a dried raisin.
I'm gonna steal that for something eventually.
I feel like raisins are meant to be dry. Grapes aren't, but
yeah. Like just imagine a
like
raisin that you put. You put it under the sun. Now it just disintegrates slowly. It just becomes
more
grape dust. It's just grape dust by this point. That's my brain right now.
So all things considered, pretty good.
What would you say, Mike?
I heard dry razor.
Oh.
Dry razor. Oh
yeah. Bad.
I'm halfway through a first aid course at the moment, and we were talking about dry razors because I was topping up my AED training to be able to shock people, and one of the guys was new there, and he was like, "Why is there a razor in here?" It was like, "Oh, because some people literally are the Wolfman when you cut open their shirt, and you can't get the pads on them." So he's like, "I have to shave their chest." It's like, it will save their life, and you don't have to do the whole chest, just enough for the pad, dude. At which point he was like, "Oh, is there any foam or anything like that?" It's like, "No, there's no foam. You just do it dry." And he's like, "Oh, that's gonna hurt." It was like, "This guy is dying. It's not a problem."
That's not the thing that's gonna hurt the
razor
most.
Burn
anyway,
is the last of your trouble. We're about to put electric through you.
Okay.
Oh no! It looks like a smiley face from up here.
Well, we're off to a great start. So let's jump back into the perpetual night of Duskwall.
I totally forgot we were streaming.
Yep, we're on.
We're on brand. That's okay.
Level. That's our comfort level.
Yeah. Okay. So we're back. Let's go back to Dustfall, to the city shrouded in perpetual night, with only a dark, sunless sky and the moon, for that matter. That's always a detail I always forget. The moon is actually still a thing.
Can we see the moon? Because normally you only see the moon by reflected sunlight.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay. Okay, that answers my question.
So same old. Let's just cut to the chase and cut back to the Dark Hole solution. You guys have a target now. Centralia Club. Confirmed HQ of the Circle of Flame. Also, most exclusive club in the entire city. So whereas you have a target, you have no plan, and you have what? And you lost a person. You
So
lost
I
a
was
member.
thinking about getting Kev's new character in. And so I would sit down with Slate and Cass and say, Checkers may have been changeable, fickle, but he did fulfill a very important gap in our resource. I've been putting the word out. There are obviously other people out there who are motivated to join us. People who, well, my enemy's enemy, put it that way. I believe I have a good candidate. Known, at least. His work is reasonable. I believe certainly on par with the man that he replaces. Would you be open to meeting with him? Very well. I've arranged well, you'll like this, Slate, a rooftop meetup. I've set up some tables, had some food there. Let's get the night air, shall we? And, yeah, I will arrange a meet with Kev's character, which I'll hand over to you, Kev. Who do we see when we get to the rooftop bistro that I've set up?
All right. So, the first thing you notice is a crooked smile, very smug looking expression on his face. He's walking with a kind of like rhythm. He is not buff, but the figure looks like he could handle himself in a fight. He's slowly approaching, and he's rolling up his sleeves, and it's like Dark Coal Solutions, I assume, right?
That would be us. How do you do?
Really good. See, I told my mom that this was gonna be good.
Your mum?
Mm-hmm. Yes. See, well, we got some business, but that's a topic for another day. I'm just here to tell you, you need to be careful, because I've been here 3 seconds and I've already got you figured out. Baldy is the leader. Yeah.
Before you say anything, because I need to bear in mind, take into account Cass's special ability. Are you lying?
I'm not. I'm just stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cat.
Baldy.
He's
Yeah.
not lying. He's just stupid.
Baldy is the leader. Then extravagant looking one is the pretty face, and then it wouldn't hurt a fly though. And then old man with the top hat is the one with the explosives. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I know you're surprised.
How
You're
do
right.
you do
We
it?
really should be more careful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, we have found the replacement for the role that was as yet unfilled.
For sure. Also, since you do need protection, because I if I can see right through you, then anybody can. Then yes, I'm the best in the business. I was a bouncer in my mother's brothel for a long time.
Yes.
So now, yeah.
Yes, that's how that's the information got on you, indeed. But you had somewhat of a reputation for discouragement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Discouraged is one way to put it.
And then these astute observation skills on top of everything else really, I feel like class.
I'm not just a pretty face, dude.
Wow.
I,
You do
I,
have that
I
going for
lean,
you too.
I lean over and I whisper to Slate, I like him. Can we keep him?
You can keep him. You can keep him.
Jacob.
Wait, me. I said we.
I don't take in strays. Anyway, I've not met his mother.
I walk past and mumble, by reputation, that's your loss. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Her ladies,
Yeah.
but not her mother. Not his mother.
Also, Jacob, just one important detail.
Mhm.
This was the only applicant.
I know. I know. Why do you think I
You
so
told any of us this?
No, why do you think I so carefully worded it? Because unlike Kev's new character, your name?
Oh, Sebastian Reed,
Okay.
but I haven't revealed my alias yet.
Okay. Well, unlike Sebastian, I do know what you're good at, and that's why I worded it very carefully. So you
Yeah.
couldn't. So I couldn't. I couldn't give you a read on how many applicants we had. Only that I'd found one that I thought was a suitable replacement. As in, this one's as hapless as the last one. And in that, I am
Yeah.
absolutely telling the truth.
Also, I don't know why,
Yeah.
but I really like the idea of that. Of like, like. I like to imagine like there's lampposts in Dustfall, obviously. I like to imagine like there's a poster like a piece of paper stuck to lamppost that's saying like the Dark Hole Solution is hiring, and it has like those things where like you tear
Yeah.
off a piece of paper to
Take
like
one.
take one.
Yeah.
Sebastian took
Yeah.
all the paper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Each piece of paper says "take one" on it. That's all it actually says. It just says "take one" on the bit that
one.
you tear off.
There's nothing
yeah.
in it. There's no
It
address.
doesn't have. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a
so
simple
I
IQ
extend-
test that if they take more than one, they're probably a good follower because they sure as hell aren't a leader.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I extend my hand. Sebastian reads the name. People in the business call me Blondie. He's not blonde at all, by the way.
Of him.
And
You have a thing
yeah.
for baked goods.
oh, you're saying because of the alias?
Yeah.
No,
No?
no, no. It's actually a funny story. I'll tell you sometime.
Give
Anyways, yeah, it's actually because of my mom. Anyways, so there's actually something I want to tell you, and I didn't come unprepared for this job interview. And something that you can perceive just by talking to Sebastian is he's able. He's very young. He's very young. He's probably like 19 to 21 in that range. He's a very young dude. Hasn't seen a lot of crime, in like, so this for him is like the big leagues. Dark Hole Solution is the big leagues.
Yeah.
So you can see he's trying to impress by smugging.
Embellish, keep embellishing, never stop embellishing.
Yeah. And I think we have a common enemy, if I hear things right. See, I talk to the girls a lot at my mom's brothel, and one of them is running kind of a scheme in the Cerulean club.
Centralia.
In the Centralia club. And I think I got an in for you guys if you let me in, I could maybe fill you in with the deets.
I think you make a compelling case. Obviously, I would have to confer with my colleagues here, especially the boss, of course. And I gesture towards Slate.
All right.
But yes, as this merry band's human resources,
Okay.
I think
I'll
I make a
turn.
distinct point. I make a distinct point at this moment and turn to both of you and say, as long as neither of you ever call me the boss again,
yes,
we're good.
and I stop myself.
I'll
from saying
turn.
boss.
I'll turn around, let you guys decide, and talk for a second. In real life, my food's here, my takeout's here. I'll be right back.
Okay. So with that out of the way, actually let's I'm gonna tell you what you guys know about the Centralia Club. It's hard not to be in Dustbowl without hearing about it. Even its placement almost seems to be like to on purpose to call attention to itself. Centralia Club is basically a old manor that has been refurbished into something of a social club, like a high end luxury, you know, place where you go meet people, sort of thing, right? And the level of exclusivity we're talking here is, first of all, the most, and this is probably the biggest barrier you guys are considering at the moment. People running the Centralia Club have so much money and influence that the club itself has its own lightning barrier, which serves both as a way. And bear in mind, the club is in Six Towers itself, so it's one of the most exclusive money sinks in the city. That it sits in the most decrepit, abandoned district of the city. Like everything about it is calling attention to itself. Like there's a lightning barrier that serves both to deter ghosts and stragglers.
The poor, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm back, everybody. I'm sorry.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Membership is ludicrously expensive. The membership for one person, rumors abound that it goes for something around for around 4 coin a person. We're talking
Wow.
like this is the creme of the crop. This is, if you can get in the Centralia Club, you either have the money and or the status to do so. And entrance is hard, security is tight, there's barely a blind spot due to the lightning barrier, because guess what? Even if you're not a ghost, that's still a lightning barrier.
Lighting. Yeah. For sure.
Alright, so like there is so many layers to this. Especially because the security, like the entrance procedure, is something that many people are aware about. Not many people are aware what's going on inside the club unless you're in the know, right? It's a tough nut to crack, and this is the task you have set yourselves for you.
I think one of the things we have to decide upon, even before we decide, figure out how to get through, is what is our objective when we get there. We already have a way of blackmailing one of them. That at least is a help. We have enough to sink permanently our dear ambassador, and that could be a way to get it. However, we will be making an assumption that the others can't, that the circle themselves can't threaten with more. And we don't know whether or not they have come clean. Astera Avathri, I think, is a roll of the dice. She's not even an asset. She's just another roll of the dice. once we're in, sure, it's a club. There's going to be cavorting, but there's also going to be, thankfully, a lot of lower levels. This is where we're normally best. We can blend in amongst the staff. The staff, however, are probably going to be more observant than the revelers. The revelers don't really care who each other's are. As long as we can present the right face up top, we should be able to get by most people, other than the circle themselves. The staff are going to be more, what is it the kids say, woke to the situation when we start mixing amongst them. So, this is the first question I want us to answer. What are we going in for?
We got my reason, old man. But my only question is, are you in?
At the moment, I have no reason other than knowing that it's the headquarters of my enemy. Are we going in there to kill them all? Cut the head off?
Whoa, we.
Who knows? I want either the ability to cut things off with them so that they are no longer a problem, or the final victory. Those are the two things I want. Insurance or get them off the board. I don't want to just go into the Centenalia Club for no reason.
Well, I mean, there's always the one other loose end that we never tidied up.
What would that
Why
be?
us?
I think we just stepped on toes, to be brutally honest, old man.
Stepped on toes? We did nothing. We were just starting out. Somebody hired us and we were framed for murder. Why us? Unless you stepped on some toes that I have no idea about. Wouldn't put it past you.
We stepped on toes from the art heist. Raphael. He's one of them.
You guys know Raphael?
Let's call him an acquaintance.
Cool.
We danced with him once.
See, we bumped heads with him, but unlike Cass, I've never been convinced it was planned that we would be framed for that. I think it was a circumstantial happenstance, coincidental at best, an opportunity that they could then pin something on somebody else rather than let it hang with no distinct name attached to it. We were there at the wrong time. And then, from then on out, it's been assumed that we were an obstacle to overcome.
Then why did the person who hired us to steal the art disappear?
I think we were always being played. I mean, we have the asset. The asset that they want more than anything else in the world. That's what we have. I think that they engineered themselves an enemy because, again, the enemy of their enemy. We were the best people to be presented with the asset, and I would like it to be called that. We know what it is. We were presented with the asset. I could think of no better ploy than engineering an enemy and showing yourselves just to be just scared enough that they might just have a chance. We've been very good at playing into their game, have we not? We've been very visible. Beacons throughout the city, one might say. The other asset that I can see getting into the Centenalia Club will be the Dimmer Sisters. I also believe that they might have an idea of what could finally bring these guys down. But it means getting into bed with them even more than we already are. picking a side. I liked being favoured but neutral. What are your thoughts on that? Also, very quickly, Kev, what's your surname?
In real life or
No,
in
no, no, Sebastian's surname.
Reed?
Reed, thank you. Done. Changing name.
I've done that mistake as well. Don't worry.
Sebastian Blondie.
Sebastian Blondie.
All right. So is all this information a need to know basis? Because I'm kind of lost.
You're a new associate, but let's just say at the moment we have something of theirs that they want.
Again, if you guys want to proceed to do gather information roles, I will allow that.
I'd actually love that. Yeah.
Again, there is no position, there's no effect. The roll simply determines how many details I tell you. You ask me a question, you roll, and then depending on the result, I speak.
Are we leveling our crew, or is that happening off stream?
Yeah, like I wanted to have that happen before we went live, but then yeah.
Okay.
For now, just mark that you guys have like you guys got a 3 on your stash, and then we'll discuss the actual like mechanical gain later. It's probably not gonna come into play until the score. So
Yeah.
Mm.
So I've got 2 questions on the gather
Shoot.
information. That I'm thinking. So first and foremost, where are they vulnerable? That's something that we need to look into, so that we can, because we know where they are, but we need that vulnerability to get through. But also, how can we get them to? And then there's the X. So one thing I've thought is, can we get them to evacuate the club? And with that comes a little bit of a background plan.
Sure,
Okay.
would be interesting if one of our crew who happened to be haunted happened to bring a ghost in, where ghosts usually are not able to enter.
okay, so let's go in order because I really like this. Slate, you're gonna have to roll because I don't think that is common information, right? Again, a lot of the details about the Centuralia itself are like only the people in the know now.
Okay.
So
You're saying that how do I get a +1 effect on a gather information roll? What does that? Because I've got an ability that can do that.
what is it? Oh, okay. So you know how like okay, so you're not using like position and effect because this is not a score. You're not really risking yourself, sort of, kind of. But like you know how like when I say depending on your result, it's the amount of details I tell you.
Mhm.
Treat that like effect. So like
Okay, right.
if you roll badly, I tell you no details to very little details. If you roll like 4 or 5, I tell you a normal amount of details. Whereas if you roll a 6, I tell you like a large amount of details. So treat it the same way, right?
So
if that makes any sense.
if the information that I'm gathering ends up focused on a person, I get an extra level of effect. Just to keep that in mind.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be the weak points. I want to try and find where the vulnerabilities are. And if that is people, then that's where I get that bonus. I get a 5.
Ooh, okay, so sorry, I had to quickly look at something. What were you asking again?
So yeah, of course. I'm looking for that element of vulnerability. So it's my usual sort of stakeout, looking for those weaker people that are involved in either maintenance or service within the club, and trying to track down from a rooftop angle, and then up close and personal if needs be, and maybe bringing in Blondie as a little bit of extra muscle to make some connections, maybe five-digit connections, but some connections with people.
I like that term.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it like this. This is what I was keeping in mind. because you were thinking about evacuating the Centralia Club, right? Like that's the thing
Yeah.
that I'm latching
And,
on
and
to.
I have a hatching of a plan coming along.
So you look at the you do a stakeout. Sadly it's a bit far away because again Centralia very exclusive. They even they have like designated itself like a perimeter, right? Before it starts becoming Six Towers proper again, right?
Mhm.
So from the one of the rooftops of a chopped up apartment building in Six Towers, you're gonna need like, I imagine you already have it, but you're gonna need like a scope or a glass or
Yeah.
something. Um,
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say is that you notice something. You notice that obviously there is a different in places like this. There's a different entrance for the guests and a different entrance for the employees, right? This like amounts to the you know, to the lightning barrier itself. But okay, so I'm gonna say it like this. First thing you notice, the way they walk or the way they like they're like, you know, the routes they take, the routes they places where they take the breaks, etc., seem to be very pre-planned. It's not
Mhm.
like they're being robotic controlled, but it's like it feels like there is, from their behavior you can tell there is a plan of, if this happens then this, if that happens then that, you know.
I'm feeling it's very regimental and
Mhm.
structured, and that
Yeah.
there are contingencies, and
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
nobody's really leaving things up to
Designated
chance.
areas. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right. The other thing is that the places you're looking at the building, right, and from the outside it's a mansion. You've been in a mansion, you know mansions.
Mhm.
But the places they're entering into the mansion and the places they're coming out of architecturally make no sense.
Mhm.
It's like they're entering a completely different building, if that makes any sense,
Okay.
right? And it's always like whenever you see like a pair of servers, you know, finish up their smoke break and go back in, it's always like they always turn a corner and then you don't see them again. And it's like, wait, but shouldn't the entrance be there? Right?
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing.
Concealed
But
entrances,
mhm.
that kind of thing.
I can't tell you more details unless you somehow get your hands into someone that knows or the blueprints.
Can I help with that?
Are you the studious kind?
No,
The
but I
intimidation
meant
kind,
as
maybe.
in like, I meant as in beat someone up
Okay, yeah,
so they
sure.
get me the information.
Let's see
Should we
if
should
yeah.
we play good cop, bad cop?
Yes.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so the way this is gonna work, uh, you're not gonna take stress, but I'm gonna take this as like an assist action, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So Cass, you don't take any stress, but you assisting Blondie will give him an extra die for his gather information roll. I'm gonna allow
Awesome.
that.
Can I RP it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So yeah,
So
eventually you probably catch some guy like leaving their
I
shift
know.
from.
Yeah, we have an understanding between bouncers. We know each other. Yeah. We get coffee sometimes. um. No, I want to go up to the bouncer, one that I know, uh, someone who's from Six Towers as well.
Give me a moment.
Okay. And
Let's see.
I just want to walk casually with Cass and just say, uh, within earshot so he can hear me. Says, "Oh man, I wonder who could help us get in over here. If I only knew somebody." And I just nudge my head towards him.
Yeah. What do you want now, Blondie?
Oh well. See, Ruby went missing, and Mom's very upset, and you know how Mom gets.
I am very sorry for your loss, but I genuinely don't know
Sorry
what it
for
has.
my loss. She's not dead, is she? Because if she's dead, then we're gonna
I
trouble.
wouldn't know. I haven't seen her. I guard the gates. I don't go in. Listen, man, if you got anything to say, make it quick. The last thing I want is getting the boot because I don't know, not putting enough attention or some
Getting the
bullshit.
boot, huh? You're afraid of the boot?
I'm
Whoa,
afraid
whoa,
of my.
whoa. Calm down. It's okay. Okay, I'm sure the nice gentleman will be lovely.
Okay, do me your roll now. No
Cass, right?
position.
Or
No, you're
okay.
intimidating,
Yeah,
but Cass
okay.
is assisting you.
Okay,
So
okay,
you
okay,
get
okay.
no position, no effect, is because it's a gather information roll, and you're gonna get an
Yeah.
extra die
I can use my
for.
skirmish, right? Because that's what I was.
I mean, are you fighting him?
I was gonna beat him up till so I could get the information, but if no, then I do consort. I
Up
can
to
do
you,
consort.
up to you. But like, I'm going with what the fiction you have
Yeah.
established.
Oh yeah. Consort. I'm kind of good at consorting. Hey,
Hey, a 5. Okay, so he tells you.
are you going to be nice? I hope that went through the mic. Please tell me it did.
I'll tell you later, once my shift is over. So I'm just gonna skip ahead, right?
Nice.
He is good on his word. Once his shift is over, like, you guys tell him where to find him. It's not your lair. It's somewhere different. You know, an alley, a building, whatever. And he does give you a few details. So, what questions do you have? Like, what do you want to know? That way, I know what to tell you.
Cass, you want to ask him anything before I tell him my question?
Are the entrances hidden through regular means, or is there some kind of weird shit going on?
Building is, he spits into the ground, weirdly constructed. The management takes security very seriously, as you can probably tell. That also means internal security. That means we don't want any of the guests to go a little too wild. And he basically explains to you that there is like inside the Centralia Club, um there is basically secret passages built in between the walls. So
Oh,
like
the Bluth house.
yeah, so like there's a bunch of secret passages that are only meant for specifically for inside security. And all of these passages lead to like have like peepholes into rooms, so like you can like they can quickly see, okay, there's this, everything's okay here, okay, this is something bad going here, we need, and they immediately there's like an exit to the room they're looking out for, that sort of thing, right?
Mm.
Again, fucking money was poured into this place by the bucket load, by the crane load, right? Because from the outside it still looks like a pretty old building, but it's very clear to you guys that inside the building has been extensively renovated. Architecturally, it's probably not the same as it was when it was first built, you know, and they have an entire system of, you know, they have an entire surveillance system inside, essentially.
Copy that. You want to know something else, Cass?
I'll assume that as we were going off to do this, Jacob probably briefed me on what he was hoping to
I'm gonna
get
say
out
yeah.
of this.
You know that and I'll do my gather information roll, which is just going to be a flat roll. You know that I am obsessing over what the fear of the circle is. I want to find out what they fear most and pursue it.
I doubt this guy knows. He's just a security guard. But on the off chance, do you ever see any of the management about, or speak to them
No.
directly?
No, well, the worst thing is that we don't know. We didn't even know who management is. We just get orders from up high, and like usually, like our bosses get the orders, or it's usually in a bulletin somewhere, and it'll always be, "Hey, these are the changes that we want to the club," or like whatever. But we don't really speak to them. The only thing we know is they, well, pay us.
Are you
But,
lying, pal?
that sounds a bit dodgy. Aren't you afraid of getting mixed up in some dodgy business and not knowing who your employers are?
It's Listen, this is the dusk. No, anywhere I go, it's gonna be seedy and sketchy, no matter how hard I try. But also
Hmm.
when Sebastian asked if he was lying, he was not. Cass, you know that.
Sorry, when?
When he said that he doesn't like, he has never seen management. Sebastian implied that he was lying, and I'm just gonna tell you right away, Cass, because of your special ability, he was not lying.
Because he doesn't know who management is, but he might have seen them. He just wouldn't have recognized them as management.
Exactly.
Right.
Remember that up until recently, the only reason you managed to find like the identity of the seven is because you went digging deep into their trash, for lack of a better term. As far as the rest of Dustfall, no, they're still just the seven.
What are you talking about? We are highly sophisticated criminals, not raccoons. Oh god, we're raccoons, aren't we?
Absolutely, the best raccoons in this side of Red Hook.
Do we have any more questions for the guy?
What's her name? The one who kicked me out of the Silver
Madame
Stag.
Teslin. Madame Teslin.
Teslin. Do you know her? Have you seen her about here?
Not at all.
Pity. I think that's all I've got.
All right. I do have one more question. You can see my smug demeanor changes to a serious one. Do you get any clue about Ruby? Because that's what I told you to.
I will keep my eye out or ear out, whatever. But
That ain't
again,
good enough. Tell me where to
I'm
look. I'll go look myself.
I'm not let into the club. I'm only outside security. I'm sorry.
It's not good enough, pal.
Is he telling the truth?
He is telling the
not
truth.
knowing where Ruby is?
He is telling the truth.
So you
I
better
just-
come up with
Telling the
answers
truth
quick.
about is Blondie telling the truth about the girl being missing? That's another question.
As far as you know, anyways. But that's for Kevin to decide. Anyways.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, he's not lying. So from what all three of you have been able to gather,
Mm-hmm.
the security, the micromanaging of security in this place is neurotic. All right.
Right.
They
right.
want no gaps. They want
Mm-hmm.
no holes. So yeah, this guy's whole job, everything he knows about the Centralia Club is like, oh yeah, it's a house, looks nice. There's a barrier around it. He doesn't know anything about what's inside. That's only for people working inside to know about.
I will make up a name. What's this guy's name again? Just
Give me a moment. I'll make up a name for you.
yeah. Thank you.
Rome or Rome. R-O-A-E with.
Okay. I'll grab my broken nose bridge. For fuck's sakes, Romay! We grew up together, man. It's Ruby.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I think we got all of what we came here for. Cass, you want to bounce? You're mute.
By the way.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, and Cass, can I ask you a favor?
Depends. What is it?
Can you keep this Ruby business between both of us.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Pat on the back, pat, and start walking off. And
Are you all right?
I will be very worried for Ruby.
How long's she been gone?
Well, since anybody noticed, around 2 weeks, could be longer. She just didn't show up for work, you know. Some girls, they just leave work and come back. But Ruby was different, you know. Ruby pretty much grew up with us, and Mom took care of her. She's worried. Well, I'm worried. She was ripping the wrong people off, I guess.
The city's
Okay.
not that big unless she's fully bounced. But I suppose if she was involved with the wrong people, then maybe leaving town was the best option.
Oh, she's in there, I know. I know for sure.
Okay.
All right, let's go back. All right, that's it. Yeah, really good job,
Okay,
everybody.
so all right, so what you guys have been able to find out is there's secret passages inside the house. There seems to be a regimented schedule in case anything happens. And yeah, security is tight. It's best security money can buy, and it sure shows. It's short of having straight up blue coats just patrolling just guarding the place.
Okay, security is not that good.
Nah, that's true. But yeah, so what's the plan? Where do you strike? What do you do? Where do you go? Cotton Eye Joe.
I'm going to do one last information roll, if I may. As I said, I'm looking for what the Circle are afraid of. I'm going full conspiracy theorist here. I've got all the information in front of me. I've got the stuff we stole from the second art heist. And I'm just trying to figure out what is it they are. What is it they're most afraid of? My default state is to blow them wide open. Just let everybody see them for who they are. But that doesn't seem strong enough because they go, oh look, another, the public goes, oh look, another secret society that's doing weird shit. Oh, we are so surprised. I need dirt. I need good dirt. I need dirt that will have people rioting in the streets to remove them. If I can't get that, then, well, as I say, that's my fallback. My preference would be to find what they fear most and provide it.
Were there
Okay.
enemies?
So I
They
am.
must have other enemies.
They do have other enemies. In fact, and I'm gonna give you this one for free because they haven't come up a single time in the entire season, and I feel bad. Oh no, that's one of their allies. Never mind.
I was going to say the Dimmer sisters are happy for the chaos. They've said about that. They are very happy for the chaos.
Okay. You don't know where their enemies is. Yeah, I misread. I was looking at the allies and enemies section of the book, and I was accidentally reading the allies portion as enemies. So yeah.
So whilst keeping his cigarette as far away from the chessboard as possible, because he can't remember which one's Slates has changed, he is literally looking for the end game. And so, yeah, I'm going to study them. The backup plan, of course, is to set up a situation where we no longer exist and we flit off into the shadows because we are shadows.
Ostensibly, yeah.
Mischief managed. We've already got the checkers solution. Now we're looking for the last play. So I'm going to study.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
And let's see how I go. 4.
Poor, but it's still a 4, so you still get details. Okay, so
Wrong one.
I have an idea, but I think I'm gonna make it more interesting. Simon, there is nothing about their fears in the book. It writes about their objectives, who their members, quirks, etc., but it doesn't say what they fear. So I'm actually gonna give you carte blanche on this one. I'll allow you to come up with anything that will any amount of information that will fit a result of 4. So it's an average amount of information on what the Circle of Flame fears.
Okay. Then I'll write in if the Spirit Wardens ever found out what they were truly doing, there'd be a war. It just wouldn't be with us.
I like that. So yeah,
Nice.
you figure out. Okay, of course, all of these people are in the high strata of society, and they're dealing with arcane nonsense, which means they have the skeletons everyone knows about, vice, murder, etc. But they have skeletons in that closet that they don't want a certain type of law to find out.
And that's what the Dimmer Sisters, this is what I've been building up to, is that's why the Dimmer Sisters are happy with us, is that this is going to be the biggest heat sink you've ever seen. And
yes.
If we can get these high-profile figures to be enemy number 1 amongst the Spirit Wardens, the level of heat that will be pulled, so literal use of the term heat sink, off the Dimmer Sisters and off us, if this is pulled off, will mean that the Circle will always be on the run. They've got a bunch of fucking paladins after them. Yeah.
If a member of one of the families of the civil council is put to the stake and burnt, people will talk about it for years to come.
Yeah.
However, before you can get more into your research, a familiar feeling creeps into you. Ice, cold, like it feels like nails made of ice trying to dig into you and rip out your soul. And you just hear the words, Jacob.
Your debt will be paid in due course. Question is, how far are you willing to let me fly before I fall? Don't worry. You and I are going to have some alone time very soon. And
I'm tired of waiting.
well, you're going to be happy to know that you'll be mine soon. And he words it that way, not the other way around.
Okay. So, you got their fears. You got a bit of information about their place. There's still no obvious point of attack, though. You may want to look for another target to set up for the Centralia Club. That's totally allowed.
When I get back to the group, I'm going to say, I have a good idea and a whole bunch of bad ones. Now we just need to get in.
I come to the chess. I sit across the chessboard from Jacob. I take a look at the position.
I'm pretty sure the bishop is an explosive these days. Be careful. It looks different.
Are you sure it doesn't look different because it was thrown in the fire and this is a new one?
Potentially, but it just looks explosive.
Okay, so
as far as you can identify an explosive bishop, carry on.
Sometimes you have to move the pawns to get your pieces out properly. You've been talking to yourself a lot recently.
No,
You
I've been
fancy
talking
bringing
to my
a
friend. They're
Do
getting
you fancy
impatient.
bringing your friend into the club?
I was kind of counting on it.
A haunting would be quite a scene.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you, man. When it comes down to it, I want to get it so that the spirit wardens won't just be knocking at the door, they'll be knocking the door down. What we also need to get is evidence. Evidence that we can provide not only our allies, but anybody who is going to be jumping on the power vacuum to grab hold of. People who will be grateful for what happens when what happens happens. That will need to be distributed amongst you three. Slate can take the quiet societies. You can take the public societies. And Sebastian will take the downtrodden societies. Let's...
The what societies? Sorry.
Downtrodden.
Oh, cool.
Ask your mother.
Ah, dude, she knows.
She does indeed.
Mm-hmm.
We go way back. But the...
Wait, are you my father, dude? Because I don't know him.
I knew your mother when she was playing in the street as a child. And she knows what it is to go without a meal or two.
Oh, yeah.
Between the three of you, you can get it so that everybody else makes sure that this stays current news, not yesterday's news. The rest will be down to the spirit wardens. We need to get in, get the information we need, and then set a beacon that even they aren't going to be able to ignore.
Okay. So get in, get evidence, turn it in to the freak wardens, right?
No. The evidence that you guys take, you'll be taking to various societies around the city. You'll be starting not even a propaganda campaign, a truth campaign. Well, look at that. An expose over the city. That's your job. Get in, get me in, get the information together. And you all need to leave with the information.
Have
Alright.
what they want. What if we give it to them at just the wrong moment for them?
I'd only be willing to give it to them at the moment where the spirit wardens are coming in, and giving them the asset may prove to be a little difficult. I've hidden it very well. That's a partial lie, by the way, Cass.
Okay.
Rodrigo knows what it is.
Just narrow my eyes at Jacob and... Okay.
I intend to set off the beacon. My friend and I.
You intend to set it off?
I will have the spirit wardens come to the nerve center, and in doing so cause enough chaos that you guys will be able to leave. It does mean that my position in this plan, if it goes off correctly, is to be a fall guy.
No.
Yes. I've set
I'll take it. Hey, the old man said he'll do it. Just let him do it.
I've set my insurances in place. I'm prepared. It will not go as badly for me as it would for any of you.
It's my real estate.
Is that the truth?
It is. As far as I'm able to say it. So as far as I'm aware, I'm telling the truth.
Well,
I don't like it, but you're the planning guy.
Not today. I only have one move. And he picks up the chess piece. One move only. But you've got to cause the opening for me to get in.
Right, you are.
Okay. Do we have a plan selected?
How are we getting in? Specialists.
A good disguise and some money.
Seen us well in the past. How about the promise of everything they ever wanted?
Bouncers know me there, so they, you know, we grew up together, so probably they'll let us in easier.
I'd prefer they let you out.
All right.
Unfortunately, Simon knows about Ruby, but Jacob doesn't. You need a reason for him to let you out. You and these two. I'm not leaving.
Oh, buddy, he's gonna have a reason,
Good.
or I'll give him 10 reasons.
Make sure that it's evident to him when the moment is needed.
Hey, how can you say no to me, huh?
Indeed, a charismatic soul. We can get in by offering something to them, but they're going to watch us the entire way. Which is why most of us could get in under that promise. A negotiation. We will say that the Centralia Club is visible enough that we're happy to go there. We weren't happy to go to the casino. Everybody knows that you can hush people up in the casino. The Centralia Club has all the major players in the city there. It is literally the brightest place, no shadows. If I remember Rodrigo's description from the last session that we had. It may be a place where everybody is buying in, but it's also a place where everybody has a stake. They even have membership to what would be considered their rivals as long as they're high enough in the city. It's where the intrigues play out. It means they have to be more careful than in other places. They machinate. They don't do the overt thing. You three could go in with a box, just a box, sealed, tight. I recommend solid inside. Literally, they would have to get a blacksmith to open this damn thing. While you're going in there and negotiating, chaos ensues. When the chaos goes off, you slip away, find what you need. That's my proposition. But if you believe, Cass, that money, disguise, will get us in and at least have some level of going through this stealthily, then I'm in. But I need to hear your proposition.
Are you getting away while we negotiate? They will keep such a close eye on all of us.
I won't get away.
No. I mean,
How do I get in? That I haven't figured out yet.
It's late in the room. Well, we're having this conversation. It's late in the room.
Mike is later.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no! You're mute. You were okay. You muted yourself again.
Now you're mute.
Oh, incredible.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, I heard it's late in the room, not is late in the room. Sorry.
Oh, sorry again.
So yeah,
My
I'm
accent kicks
listening
back in, everybody.
No.
Hey.
It
Yeah.
really isn't. It's just me not catching it. I am. There are facial expressions going over my face as I'm listening to all these plans, or what are trying to pass as plans.
Yeah.
Gone.
I point at Slade, and I don't know your name. I think Baldy has an idea.
I don't know.
He's been making faces all this time.
have a better idea to get us in? I'm all ears.
I think I like the idea of the box. I think that's a chess piece that I can finally get behind.
One possibility of getting me in is that as part of the deal, they get a physica to look at me. I can appear ill. I'll be able to convince them. Believe me, I'll be able to convince them. They get a physica.
I like that.
They get a physica in. That means I'll be off to one side. I'll be separate to you guys, being treated somewhere in the Centralia Club. Then all I have to do is deal with the physica. If it could be one of ours, so much the better.
I can crack a few physicers. For sure.
All I need is a physica that is willing to drink a sleeping draft. Most convincing thing in the world. They wake up, they say I drugged them. They're not lying. The fact they took it willingly. Then that leaves me able to go and deal with everything else. Well, I say everything else, my part in everything else. Then when chaos ensues, you guys grab what you can and get out. I presume that they'll take you to their inner sanctum to see the eye. That's why it's an important piece here. If we were just offering them money, that could be done anywhere in the club. They're going to want to take you where they want the eye to be left. And leave it. In a priority of taking you or securing the eye, they will do that. Maybe make a show of it. Try to leave with it. Let them snatch it out of your hands. Once they've got what they want, they don't give a damn if you manage to get out. They've won. Let them win. In fact, let them think they defeated us, but then the chaos of that night meant that they had to move on to another enemy. Broken, you fled, until they tried to open the box, of course.
Beautiful.
But if it's a solid box, literally a brick, it's going to take them so long to open it. You'll
Simon,
all be
this
gone.
sounds to me like a deception plan.
It's every bit a deception plan.
What is the method of deception?
The eye.
Give me a moment.
We've got enough
So the-
consort, sway, prowl, and all the rest of it that I think deception is our best way.
Yeah.
Whoever's feeling, actually, chat, if you're watching this, roll 3d6
Scared.
and take the highest result as we go into the final score of the season, the Centralia Club.
Hermit, D6 3 times. He says, holding up 2 fingers. A 5.
Yes.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Hermit, you're redeeming yourself.
Come on, dude, give us a 6. Oh, that was within 5 seconds, unfortunately.
Damn.
Nightbot has a 5-second cooldown that nobody can change. Oh, hang on. Yeah, sorry. It also doesn't like repetition. Nightbots are really useful, but has some rules. Just type anything, and then type exclamation point D6 again. There we go. There's a 3.
5, a 3
Then
so far.
type in the word fish, and then do it again. Anything? Anything works too.
Anything fish.
Anything includes all fish.
Oh, this is tense. I like this.
Come on, we want that 6. We want that 6.
Just fish. Just do fish, man. Just type fish. Type fish.
Come on, Nightbot, be good.
Yes.
If it gets it now, it will be hilarious.
Yes.
5 is fine. 5 is fine.
5 is good. You're in a risky position when the action starts.
Thank you,
Okay.
Hermit.
Risky would be an adequate description of the situation, so we're good.
There has never been a more appropriate description for risky than what you guys are trying to do right now.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
nights later, we cut to Centralia Club. It's opening hours again, so there is a queue outside as the usuals are coming here for their night of debauchery.
Debauchery.
The security, um, takes takes the invitations, proceedingly burns it so it can't be replicated. The burn
Love the
gives
design.
Oh,
the
yeah, it doesn't work.
and the fire burns a certain color to make sure that yes, this was a legit invitation.
Oh, we got legit.
Before.
I like, instead of gold edging, it actually has magnesium edging.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So if you give them a fake and it just burns normally, they go, "You're a phony. Get the fuck out!" Right?
Yeah, that's
Um,
nice.
Right. Right. You guys, and before you know it, the queue continues moving forward, and you are at the booth.
I'm on a stretcher because prior to this, I spoke to my ghost friend and said, "Are you ready for the starter? I want you to make me pale, sweating, make me sick until I say main course." And I relent as the ghost does it to me.
Listen.
Let's clip
Simon's
this.
Jacob's establishing a safety word with his ghost.
Yes. Yep. Please
We're
clip
gonna
it.
have a talk later because you're gonna take a crap ton of stress, my dude.
Yeah. Oh, at the end of this, I'm going to be wrecked.
Okay. So you get at the booth, and there's a different guard than the guy that you talked last time. Shifts. Looks at over whoever's here. So if everyone wants to be here, everyone's here. If Slate wants to be somewhere else, you're somewhere else. But to everyone who's here, he says, "May I have your invitations, please?"
I think we're going to be wanted. With the dark coal solution.
Look,
we don't need a fucking invitation. Everyone knows us.
I am split. I kind of want to make you roll for this, but I also feel like the first obstacle shouldn't be this.
Well,
but
they invited us though.
I'm split. Dude, storytelling opportunities are so good.
Can I
Yes.
call for a different role than you might have been thinking then? If you don't want this to be the challenge, can I potentially get a flashback to this moment, and that's when we make a roll about this?
I like that. Yeah. So.
Because I've got something to come back to this with.
Okay, cool. So what happens, from the audience's point of view, what happens is that Cass drops the bomb that they're for the dark hole solution, and it cuts to you guys walking through the doors of the Centralia Club. Already made it through the lightning barrier, and you're officially inside the most exclusive place in all of Dustful. And because I am both a goth and a nerd, this place, the mansion, it's basically the mansion from the Mask of the Red Death. It's like the layout is completely the same. It even has the whole different rooms of the house are tinted different colors depending on the windows. We're doing the whole shebang. We're going full on Poe. And as soon as you guys walk in, there is a thunderous silence as all the chatting, all the drinking, all the gossiping, all stops. And everyone looks at you. A bunch of
Hello.
rabble
Is there
who
a
just came in.
problem?
There's deafening silence just as people look at you. And
I walk over to a waiter and I pick up a drink.
you pick up a cup of wine, you take a sip. Fuck, it's the best wine you've ever had in your life because it's probably made of actual grapes. There's an entire section in the book about what people drink and eat in Dustful, and it's great. Anyways, yeah. So like it takes you a second to remember what you came here for because fuck, that's some good wine.
Yeah, and they've seen some places.
Yeah. From the silence, there's a the silence continues uncomfortably. It's pretty obvious with your considering you guys are not wearing your usual. I mean, imagine you're wearing your usual attire, or at least the fanciest attire you have. But even still, at tier 1, you're kind of stand out amongst these people. It's clear you don't belong here. So, I'm gonna say there's like a foyer, and then it splits into the two wings, and then there's like a staircase in the middle, like one of those staircases that like becomes like this. I don't know how to describe it, right? And from the top of the stairs, you hear. And on top there is a very tall Eruvian woman, very formally dressed. Like she's wearing almost a suit, right? But it has some Middle Eastern flourishes to it, right? Long, dark, raven black hair, and a very serious expression in her eyes. If a stare could kill, boy, one of you would be dead by now. This is Elstera Arathi. I believe we need to talk. Everyone, sorry about this. You can continue with the festivities. We'll take care of this. And so, they lead you up the stairs. Yes.
She's never seen me with this group before.
Nope.
So, am I still in the festivities?
Do you want to continue going with them, or do you want to split up?
I have my own thing going.
Then go do your own thing. Go do your own thing.
So you continue and then come back to me.
Yeah. So, actually, with that, I just looked at the time. Let's take a 10-minute break.
Yep.
Let's take a 10-minute break, and then we'll see what happens inside the Centralia Club. Season finale. Hey, look at that.
Season finale!
See you in a bit, guys.
And welcome back, everyone, to the score of the century. Centuralia.
Wow.
Yeah. I found it amusing, and that's what's important. Anyways,
Yeah.
so we're back to the Centuralia score. Sterov Rothi has taken most of the Dark Hole solution to a private meeting somewhere within the
Over the
confines
ring.
of the club. Meanwhile, Sebastian, the newest acquisition of the solution, has
Goes rogue.
decided to splinter off and do his own thing.
All right. So Slate asked me to do something.
He
So
sure
I'm
did.
doing it. I split with the group
Mhm.
with that as an excuse, but really, you know what I'm looking for. So I have all the wanted posters in my like in a bag or something. I don't know, and I'm just putting them like places where it's easily visible, not really hidden,
Mhm.
so people know, and they're gonna do the correlation of, oh yeah, these guys were just here. Oh, these are the guys. Oh, okay. So yeah, um, I'm putting them like
I'm
so. I'm
gonna need a
just
roll for
walking.
this. I gotta need a roll for this, but I don't know which of the skills is the skill for act natural.
Yeah, there's no
So
cool score.
no,
Yeah.
all of the skills are the cool score.
Possibly consort.
I mean, could be consort,
Could be
Yeah,
consort, could
consort,
be
consort,
sway.
could be
consort.
finesse.
Yeah.
I actually, well, depending on what you choose, I'll set the position and effect. So you choose, and regarded based on that,
I'll do consort.
okay, consort. Well, we already established that you start like the first obstacle you face, you're gonna do it at a risky position because of the engagement roll. And I'm
Cool.
gonna say your effect is. I'm stuck between standard and limited because I feel there's too many eyes, not just security, but like of other nobility. There's. I'm
I'll
gonna say
take
standard. I'll
Oh
take
yeah,
standard.
yeah.
You.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So risky standard, the usual.
No bonus dice, right?
No, unless you push yourself.
I don't feel like yes.
6.
That's how we do
So
it
you,
in Alabama, man. All right, let's roll. That's my first roll. No, it isn't.
yeah,
But
good.
that's my first good roll. Okay,
That-
I'm on a roll. I'm putting the posters
They're
down and just like, oh yeah, hey, did you read this? Oh yeah, it's going
they're in
bananas, man.
you put them in the right nooks and crannies, right?
It's all very much somebody looks away, turns back, and there's a poster on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
they're
just
all.
handing them to people, just going like, "Hey, did you hear about this? Oh, there's people."
I
out
feel you
here."
also do this. I feel you also do the thing where like you go up to someone, and so they have a drink. You take their drink, put a poster in their hand, and then continue, and then move on before they can say anything. You do that as well.
Yeah. Since I want to say I'm dressed quite nicely because my mom dressed me. So, I do the old psychology trick where I do this. I extend my hand so they give me what they have in their hand, and then I do this, and then they take without question.
Yeah.
No, I look like a waiter.
Complete fucking mind games. You complete
Yeah,
fucking
boop,
mind games. You
boop,
just.
boop. And I'm like, you hear about this? This people
So
are dangerous.
I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna make a clock for this. I think it's just too short of a time frame for it. But eventually, by the time the night is over, everyone in this building will know who the dark hole solution is. And yes, this will affect heat. How, I'll think of later because it was a 6, so you do it without consequence. But this will definitely affect heat.
Cool. But I do have a goal, and I'm coming to. I want to look for someone who looks like a manager, or someone who's like keeping watch or well, is supervising because I really want to find Ruby.
Again, based on the information you got beforehand, those people are not going to be in the club proper. They're going to be behind the scenes. Remember those passages?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
basically
they're gonna
all
yeah.
staff area.
the old
Um,
Scooby Doo.
Are there
Yeah.
not like people supervising the wait staff, like a butler or something?
Let me think. Let's say I don't want to contradict myself too much, but I want to say maybe yes. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a point that I'm actually
Yeah,
struggling with.
maybe not like really a manager, but somebody who's in charge of waiters.
Yeah, like a head
and
waiter or something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
I'm gonna say yeah, but yeah, managerial roles are like really few, like they're hard to find.
Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
with that out of the way, let's move back to the solution. The rest of the solution. Sebastian is part of the solution, but I'm meaning the rest of the party.
I'm an intern.
Your name.
You thought you were getting paid for this?
That's why he's doing all the paperwork.
Exactly. Oh god, flashbacks. Anyways, you are escorted through the. I want to say this is another 3-level mansion, right? At the 3rd level, you're being escorted through hallways and rooms, and like I said before, very like the Mask of the Red Death. Every room has a different color window, so you go through a yellow room, a blue room, green room, so on and so forth. Until you reach a room that has no light coming in, right? And it seems like a dead end. And this room seems pretty abandoned. I'm not gonna bother with the specifics of which part of the house it is, just, you know. Arathi takes out something from her collar and puts you imagine a key or something, but you don't get to get a good look at it, and she inserts it into the wall promptly. There's the sound of gears, and then the wall pushes in and then slides to the left, and there is more beyond. There is a very short hallway that leads into a rather large room lit by green torchlight, surrounded by books. It's surrounded by a bunch of bookshelves containing books ranging from the most recent to God knows how old. You are in the inner sanctum of the Circle of Flame. And sure enough, when Esther Arathi escorts you in, there's 6 other people in the room. In various states, they're not all waiting for you formally, they're all in various states of either reading, fiddling with something, maybe talking amongst each other before you came in, that sort of thing.
I look like I'm dying.
You look like you're dying. Got it. And yes, you walk into the room. Mr. Arathi immediately announces, "Everyone, our guests are here."
I raise my glass, take a swig.
Still a really good wine.
I'm not doing the like genteel wine sipping thing. I'm just.
Your fucking wine is splashing on your face, and you don't give a shit.
I'm gonna take that as a personal offense. I
Good,
really love
good.
wine.
Okay. Do you any so they all like, one of them, let me see who talked to you first. Need to get the NPC thing up again. Yes, the gallery people. This is Raffaello speaking, right? Same as he's always looked like, same exact personality, same everything. Yes. Come in. We have much to talk about. Let me see. Cass, obviously you notice Madame Teslin is here. Everyone is here, even those who don't recognize it. You never managed to get their names, right? Lady Pandaren starts. I'll get quick to the chase. Cut to the chase, sorry. You have something we want. And you want to keep existing, to keep operating, to still have a name and a life in Dustfall. Trust me, there's no one else who wants to get rid of this sordid affair than us, and I think it's in your best interests to... I imagine it would be in your best interest to also get this sorted.
Oh, absolutely. We just have one request, though.
They eye each other.
This is a bit embarrassing, and I fully understand what an awkward position we're in at the moment, but as you can see, one of ours, he isn't so well, and we haven't been able to source anyone who can help, but you have the best.
Don't give them the eye. It's only insurance. Sweat pissing out of my face.
Lady Pandaren gives a small laugh. I see you were mistaken. We are not a Physiker's office. I thought you came here to discuss business.
Oh, absolutely, but you also employ the best Physicers around. Obviously, you are the best of the best.
Give me a roll.
I would like to sway.
Yeah, that sounds like what you're doing. Is it risky or is it desperate?
I would say at this point it's only risky. I mean,
risky.
There's nothing here that smells of anything.
I wanted to say desperate simply. I wanted to say desperate simply because a lot of the plan hinges on this, but I'll say risky for now. I do think it makes sense.
Did we take downtime actions? Because I seem to have a lot of stress.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, I completely forgot. My bad, it's been a week.
Most of us are just going to indulge in our vice or get rid of our heat. I mean, at
here's
this
the
point,
thing.
It's just...
I'll allow everyone to get a free vice indulge right now because of my bad. That's completely my bad. I was even like, okay, remember to do downtime, and then we cut immediately to rolling for gather information.
Mike hits it on the nose. Cass loses 2.
Wilczek is indulging.
Oh, he's indulging super hard.
I got 4 out of 5.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I will give you that for free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, risky, I want to say limited. I don't know. I feel like these people are gonna be tough nuts to crack. Risky, limited.
Want to help me in any way?
I'd like to assist.
I'll give you one of my foresights because it does hinge on this. and it was my idea. So I'll give you my foresight. And the foresight is you and I sat at the base before I get ill and say, look, just put it as a condition of the sale. Say it's part of the contract. They understand that. They always talk business. Everything is business, business, business until they get into their woo pursuits. Let's just say getting us back on our feet and out here alive is part of the contract. That means curing me.
Right, and that is bonus dice?
I've given you a bonus dice, which means that then you can use stress to take it from limited to standard if you wish.
Standard.
How many stress would that be?
2. Basically, what you just lost, you gained it back.
How important
I'm-
is it, Simon?
I'm looking to assist.
Okay. So what would that be?
So, I don't know how. I don't know if multiple people can assist, but for this moment, so we don't get bogged down with rules, considering how big of a score this is, I'll allow Mike to assist, but you do take the 1 stress because Simon didn't because of foresight.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, I take stress or
no,
takes
Slate
stress?
takes stress assisting.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So-
that just gives you more dice. It doesn't give you an increased effect. So even if you succeed at this point, you won't get a full
How-
effect.
However, if they roll a critical, that's increased effect.
That's 2 6s, isn't it?
2 or more 6s.
So how important? This is an important one, right? Because
Yeah,
I don't have a whole lot of stress left to give. I've got
Size part of this plan depends on some degree
However,
on getting physical assistance.
Do remember, if this roll fails, flashbacks exist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
don't worry, don't stress too much if you don't want. Ironically enough, don't stress too much. If you don't want to spend the stress, don't spend the stress. There are ways to make this work even if you fail. Don't worry.
okay. I think I will still take it up to standard. So
Yeah.
risky standard 2 bonus dice.
Risky standard, 2 bonus dice.
5. 5 is.
That's a spread.
I will take it.
That's the entire fucking bell curve just in like. Okay, so 5. You do it, but there's a consequence. Okay.
Can I?
Mhm.
Can I suggest that the consequence is that they are not going to try to cure Jacob. They just want him out the way.
We'll cure him, all right.
I was thinking they do take you away, but they're gonna have someone watching you all the time.
Okay.
So like, okay, this is, okay, you know what? Sure, fine, but we're going to be careful. We don't trust you. In fact, it's the complete opposite of trust.
Because it wasn't a 4 and it's a 5, can I bid for the guard to be outside the door rather than in the room?
Sure.
Cool.
They just, Lady Pandarin just goes, fine, I guess by this point, we're just splitting hairs. We'll have someone to take him to a place where he can relax.
No,
at the very
I can
least.
stay. I can stay. I need to hear this. No, don't take me away.
Will someone come up shortly? I'm sure. They imagine someone of the 7 already went out or rang a bell or some shit like that, calling like a servant.
I just imagined Jacob going like, "Do you think this is contagious?"
Do they take me out of the mechanism door?
Yes.
Okay. When they go to take me out the mechanism door, I'm going to flip to my side and start coughing colically. But I'm turning towards where they press the button, pull the lever, do the dance, whatever.
Open sesame.
Yeah. Whatever they're doing, I'm going to turn and I'm going to cough colically. I will even spend a stress to say that I'm coughing so hard I do myself a mischief. to
I,
take a gander
I
at
won't.
this.
I'll allow you to do it without the stress.
Okay. Yeah. So I now know how they open the door from the inside. Cool.
Come on. We'll just take you somewhere nice, I guess. Just like they just carry you off.
Sure.
Blondie, what are you up to?
It was a gas. Soon found
What-
out had a heart of glass. Okay, sorry. I went off
Okay.
with the Blondie thing. Anyways, so I
Oh.
I did I find the butler or like
Yeah, we'll get to that. By the
Okay.
way, something I forgot to establish: the crowd in this place. This is a Gatsby party. Like that full. That's what we're talking about, right? It's a fucking like the Great Gatsby. The entire place is filled to the brim, level party, right?
Cool.
So yeah, like spotting people in crowds like these is kind of tough unless you have a vantage point or you know what you're looking for. Um, I want to say, give me a roll to see if you find a butler, or like a high or like a head butler or something like along those lines. This is gonna be tough. Risky standard. No matter what you choose.
All right. Just gonna command a waiter. Tell
Okay,
me
in
where
that
they are.
in that case, put the effect down to limited.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, ooh, never mind, consort then.
Risky standard.
Consort, risky standard. All right, cool. Yes, I consort with people.
Okay, so you start talking with a waiter. You make it clear that you start spinning a tale about how you were just recently hired and you were not giving a uniform, but this is your first day to work, etc. And you get told, like that you came late because of some reason, Um, even though he gives you a skeptical look because normally, like with how strict and how neurotically managed this place is, like something as a late come to work would have been kind of you'd be like either like had your hours reduced immediately or already been fired, right? But they still go sure, and they point you towards them.
All right. Um, then I want to go and um, I want to tell them, hey, so did you see those people who just walked in inside?
Yes, what of them?
And
They didn't.
they went upstairs.
Yes, I don't know like who they are. Like the only thing we know
Right.
is that there's some sort of special guests, but I
Yeah,
don't know. They
yeah,
don't look the
that's what
usual.
I'm afraid of. I think they're up to something. And
Of course,
I need
everyone's.
like I got these things over here and they told me to pass them out just so we would be careful of these people. Do you have one? I'll give you one. And I give him the one poster. I'm like, I just, if I may, I just really want to check that business, no funky business is going up there. Just want to make sure that our guests are secure. Is there any way that I can get up top quicker because it's packed full of people, and I just want to
Oh,
make sure.
sure. I mean,
Can
I
I do
guess
the
I'll take
crooked
it.
smile thing?
Yeah, doesn't help. Doesn't help your case. Um, he, he's like, I mean, yeah, I guess I can take this to head of security. Probably want to look at this. Other than that, sure, the servant passages are like over that way. Is like a door built into the wall. Um,
Yeah,
It could be kind of easy to miss. Just look for a handle sticking out of the wall, and they'll probably be.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, yeah, I've used some of those before because I started working here not so long ago. But anyway, not as a servant. I'm actually a bodyguard. And the moment I realized that I start talking too much,
Yeah, like the
Just-
moment you said I've used these before, it was like, wait, really? What?
I'm just gonna, yeah. And I go look for that.
I am going to mark that because I just realized it was a 4 for some reason. I thought it was a 6.
Yeah, that
I
that
am
was me like winking hard, like this is my consequence.
I am going to give you 2 heat for this. That's the only thing I'm gonna do. Like, especially
Okay.
that last bit you did. Yeah, when this is all over, people are gonna be talking about you.
Cool.
Not in a good way.
Yeah. So I just go with the secret passage, see who I can find first, and go back to the group, come back to me.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get back to you. Let's cut back to Cass and Slate.
So could I get a flashback?
Sure. Shoot.
Let's go back to the entrance we made, and coming in through that front door. And I'm also going to pick up what Kev just did with his slight blunder. I want to make use of that as if that was planned. So when we came in, we had a bit of a challenge getting past the guards. And I'm going to leave that slightly undisclosed at this point. Why they let us in exactly like that, I think that's something that maybe Simon will fill in for us at some point. But the part I want is that we name dropped big time. That we were the Dark Coal solution. In the queue of people trying to get in the crowds that were waiting to get in, our name has been heard, and the rumor mill is beginning to disseminate that. Blondie has been dropping our little information packets all over the main hall, so people who may not know who we were, at least now know who we were. Our reputation, our explosive reputation, has preceded us.
Okay.
Our name is known.
I'm gonna say take 2 stress for this, not because
Sure.
not because the method was hard, but because it relies on a lot of unknowns. You know, it relies
Sure,
a
of
lot
course.
on yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say 2
I mean-
stress.
And there is one other thing which I want to pull in, which is where Blondie just hinted to some of the staff that we've already been using these secret tunnels.
Okay.
And I would like that rumor to
Oh,
also
nice.
start mixing in with the rest of the information we've just had
So
disseminated.
I decided to make a fortune roll to see how well it worked. Right.
hmm
I rolled a 3 and a 6. So So, yeah, by the time you're inside, by the time you already made it up to the inner sanctum, by the time Blondie found the secret passage, there's already whispers, there's already gossips, there's already, quite a few, like more than enough concerned murmurs about a certain group of miscreants that may have made their way into the Centralia Club. Some of these rumors are met with disdain. How dare you? The fucking lightning wall doesn't exist for anything. Have you seen the security in this place? Others are more afraid, they buy more into it. Remember what happened at the Eruvian embassy? Do you remember what happened to Lord Skurlock? Like not no Strangford. Lord Skurlock is someone else. My bad.
Nobody pinned
Sorry,
that
who?
one on us.
I don't remember. Could you update us?
Nobody pinned that on us.
No, I know, but still the circumstances is what
Yeah.
they're talking about.
So, yeah, I get that.
There was that altercation at the Bluecoat station. I heard something about a boat being held by the Spear Wardens by the bay. Like rumors are flying, and they're flying high and wild.
Also, Checkers blew up 2 police stations.
That's true. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Was it only
Mhm.
2? I feel like there were some in downtime as well.
And
Yeah,
and the
2 that we
the
know
art,
of.
the
Two that we
rich
know
guy's
of.
art place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah.
So Yeah.
By that
And
time,
And
you guys are
as we
in.
walked through, the ground floor, the first floor, all the way up to the higher floors, I want to just do a little bit of a Great Escape throwback. You just see my not too shabby, but shabby trouser leg as I stop every other step or so and shake loose a single each time, just one single block of charcoal, and let it fall to the ground behind me, top of the stairs, another one out the other leg, on the next floor, on the landing. So basically, I'm not looking at breadcrumbs here. I'm not looking to find my way out. That will manage. I always find a way out.
Yes.
But I wanted everyone to be able to go home with a calling card.
Yep.
And they do. Boy, do they do. But that's something we'll talk about later.
Whoa,
You
ominous.
are at you're at the inner sanctum, and by this point, Madame Teslin chimes in. My oh my, you really have made some noise. You just came. A bunch of rabble come into this fine establishment, and already everyone's talking about you. Not gonna lie, I'm quite impressed.
Rebel?
We
How
thank you
very
for the
rude.
reputation you lent us.
Yes, I really didn't take you for the type to be unwelcoming. I would have expected better from someone of your reputation and manners.
Well, Lady Penderin, well enough dallying around. The eye. Did you bring it?
Yes, of course, but you will understand if we are a little, well, I suppose, cagey. What with, you know, it's our only asset. We hand it over. What's to say that you don't kill us? So I am proposing that you show us to the door, and when we get there, we will give you the eye, and you will let us go.
That simple, huh? Just that?
I would have suggested earlier to this before.
No, there has to be an angle here.
The angle is that you leave us alone, that you stop nailing signs to our doors with vague threats. The angle is that we get to continue in the city about our business, and you get to continue in the city about yours.
Give me a roll.
Like a consort.
Desperate or risky? Ooh, negotiations are getting tense, so I'm considering a desperate, but I'm not sure yet. Ooh, actually, chat, what do you think? Risky or desperate?
I deliberately did not help with this. This is Katz's specialist subject. Although I would have probably said to everybody, if necessary, if they're going to try to force the box open in front of you, mention that it's got some of Checker's best work inside.
Chat, we love you. Have we mentioned recently how much we love you? Please don't kill us.
So yeah, just put quickly your opinion on whether or not this should be a desperate roll or a risky roll. If you still don't know too much about the system, the position determines how bad things go if they fail. It's not a DC they have to meet; it's simply how hard they fall.
Desperate gives Cass an XP, but is a higher chance of really bad things happening. Risky means that we get a little better, tiny bit.
And no XP, obviously.
It's kind of the last session.
Yeah. Let's see. If we don't see a reply soon, I'm actually gonna leave it up to you guys. Desperate or risky? Because I don't think anyone's like. Yeah. Okay, sure. Fuck it, Mike. Fuck it. Just
Desperate.
fuck it. Desperate. All right.
Thanks a lot.
Kevin. Should this be a desperate or should this be a risky?
Oh boy. Oh buddy. I think I'm gonna go for desperate.
It's a
Simon.
pivotal
Because
moment against the
I
masters
would,
who have
yeah.
got all the cards. It's a desperate roll.
Desperate standard.
Yeah, it's
Desperate
high risk, high
standard.
reward.
Desperate standard. So if my stress fills up, what happens?
You cannot take it anymore. You clear all stress. You leave the score and you gain a trauma.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not good.
No.
Don't do that.
don't want that to
Don't do
happen.
that.
Okay. So I guess I'll go ahead then.
I take it back. I take it back.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's cool. It's all good. It's great. It's cool. We're gonna be fine.
Well,
We're
take
not
that
gonna
XP.
die.
I mean, you still shot your shot. So let me see.
Shot to the heart, and you're to blame, baby. You keep.
I still love that when you read the 1, 2, 3 thing on the desperate block on the reference sheet. It just says it's the worst outcome.
But
Thanks,
then,
Hermit. I blame you entirely.
Love you, Hermit. It's the worst outcome. You suffer harm. Serious complication occurs. You lose this opportunity for action. I haven't started any clocks yet, but I don't know what clock to start.
Ooh,
So we said we came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We
Mike,
we said we came in with the box.
You did.
So if we lose an opportunity for action, effectively we can't use. You can't open the box as an excuse. They've got the box and they're starting to open it. So there may be a clock on how long that takes, but they're opening
Yeah.
the box.
yeah.
I'll
So
allow that. Yeah. So
the
I'm
the
gonna
moment that box opens, they call our bluff, right? That's
there. Yeah, their bluff. But yeah. Yeah, let me do that. It's gonna be a 4. Thank you, Mike. It's gonna be a 4-part clock. And because it was a bad roll in the desperate, I'm just gonna start it with already a side filled in, right? And this clock is gonna be called. Where is it? Where's the thing?
I
There we
put
go.
box
Box.
opens on the stream, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna write the 7 called the bluff.
oh, the bluff opening.
And yes, as soon as this clock fills in, the bargaining chip is lost.
Damn it.
So she replies with, I'm sorry. I think you're not aware of how business operates here. As far as we're concerned, you were just some nobodies that started squatting in a mansion over here in 6 Towers, and suddenly you started burgeoning into our business for no apparent reason. So, we should probably get something more out of it than just the eye, wouldn't you say? Reparations and all that. One of them,
Wait,
chimes
that
in.
sounds fair. That sounds fair. After all, you've given us so much.
What do you mean? We've offered them the eye. What else could they possibly want?
One of them, I'm gonna say, a man, balding, kind of average height, hasn't spoken a single word during this entire thing. Just quietly says, they did get rid of Strangford, Penderin. We do owe them that. She just sighs.
What a nice balding man.
I'm still expecting something in return. For after all, why should we trust you? As soon as you walk
Okay.
back the door, how are we sure you're not going to, I don't know, set off some bombs or call in some bullshit? I don't know. Why should we trust you?
Okay. So, if I may, I think by now you know the brains is in a stretcher. The voice is just over here. If I tell you this, we're in a shambles. Since he fell sick, we haven't done any work. This deal is to get out.
I'm thinking, brother. Me, the storyteller's thinking.
Yeah. Sure,
Okay.
let me expand.
Mhm.
The reason we've asked for you to put him in front of a Physica is to get him healed. We owe him at least that much. We don't owe him much more. He brought us in to do small jobs, small time, and you gave us so much more than that. Your reputation inflated ours. We became more than we ever expected, only by reflection in your mirror.
I'm gonna need you to roll something, buddy. Can be the
One
same
second.
skill. Can be the same skill that Cass used, or something else if you think it fits. Um,
So stressed right now.
Yeah,
I am
you know what I
going to
enjoy better? Sorry, go ahead.
no, please finish.
You know what I enjoy more than a boss battle? A narrative boss battle, a
Mhm.
fucking dialogue boss battle.
Yep. Don't
Okay,
blink.
so I'm going to cheap shot it because this is a situation, and I am trying desperately to understand and expand on my. I always find that way out, and right now, all the other moves that we're making are unimportant because that box has a clock on it. We may also need to discuss the clock that's inside it. That comes up in a moment, but that clock is ticking. So I need us to get a way out of this, and the way out is apparent defeat.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, we've established a panic in the crowd out there, or at least the seed of that. What they're doing to fix that is their concern, but we are being talked about outside. So I'm going to play that up. I'm going to point into
Absolutely, go ahead.
this reputation we've got, the one that you're hearing talked about out there, is because of their involvement making us bigger, not because we're anything important. Right? We are small fry, and you know it. We fell into holding this, and we're letting it go. We are dropping the prize to walk away from the fight because
Desperate.
the ringleader that got us in this is not with us anymore. So we're not with
You know
him.
what?
yeah.
Desperate,
Beautiful.
desperate, greater.
Fair.
Wow.
Fair.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm also looking for a devil's bargain.
I've been bad with those lately. Let me think.
I have a suggestion.
Mhm.
It's not Jacob that ends up staying behind.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's Jack.
But I'm not specifying who.
I'll take that. You have your devil's bargain.
So
My
desperate.
Desperate greater. You can push yourself for an extra die.
So I get the extra die for the
And the devil's bargain.
And an
So-
extra one for the devil's bargain.
Yes.
2 extra dice.
Yeah, if you push yourself and take the devil's bargain, you'd get 2 extra dice.
Okay, so
And
that's
if
2
someone
stress.
assists, that's
2 stress.
2 stress. Yes.
Devil's bargain. Good. Okay.
Yes.
What happened?
That's a 6.
What happened?
That's a 6. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I was feeling that myself. Yeah.
Oh. Ooh-wee.
I've got a good understanding of this situation. We have been. This is narrative rather than discussion now. We've been at loggerheads, and whilst some of our party have focused on a chessboard, I've been more into the politic and the theory of who the opponent is.
Mhm.
Now, it's just a matter of different approaches. Jacob's approach has been mechanically sound, but I look at things from a different perspective. I look at things from above.
Yes.
And I take in a wider picture than just the chessboard. What's going on in this room right now is much more Jacob's thing, much more his thing. So I'm trying to change my play just a tiny bit. Now I'm the old man in the room,
Everyone
and I've
turns.
got to pull this off for him.
The rest of the 7 eye each other before landing on Lady Pandaren. One of them says, one of them that you recognize as one of the Magisters from the art gallery. He does have a point. Madame Teslin chimes in. Yes, and also I would rather have one of my more regular clients back if that's okay, of course. Obviously, it's referring to you, Cass. All right. They can know us later, says the balding man. Fine. Lady Pandaren replies. You'll get what you want. You get safe passage out of here, and we won't get into your business anymore as long as, again, we have the eye, and you don't interfere with our business anymore. Is that understood?
That's good enough for me.
Yes.
Do you agree, Cass? And I want Cass to have full understanding of how I just worded that question and what it is I'm getting them to agree to.
Okay, I'm sure that as a character, I fully understand this, but
So-
just for me as a player,
Yeah.
So
Go
my
ahead.
exact response was, that's good enough for me. Do you agree? Do you therefore agree that that's actually good enough for Slate?
yes.
Not asking you to agree to what they're saying, just getting you to agree that I agreed.
Of course
I know that you
agree.
know. I know that you know that I know that you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So currently, the only person they actually have a deal with is me. Everybody else is still a free agent.
Well, if that's all, then leave the eye behind. And we'll consider these negotiations over. You can, of course, and then like the balding man interrupts, you can, of course, enjoy the amenities of the club if you so wish. We'll
I'm sure you'll understand these amenities are not the tastes to which I am accustomed. I'll leave the finery to you, good people.
Well, Centralia Club caters to everyone. I'm sure there's something you'll find
As
to your
ever,
tastes.
the only thing a place such as this can serve me is an exit.
We'll have you someone walk you out. that is all. We have other matters to discuss. And
I'd like to pay my respects to Jacob on the way out, if I may. If you could lead me to his room.
absolutely. Okay, and with that, we're gonna cut back to Sebastian. You're in the, um, you're inside the secret passages of the Centralia Club. This is the way I would describe them is, you know how in malls they have like all those hallways that like only staff can enter and they always lead to places in the mall that no one else knows about.
Yeah,
It's like it's like how you get to
Mm.
behind the stands in the food courts, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So, but still, they're secret passages. They're dimly lit, but these are dimly lit by electric lights, right?
So it's like choice dimly lit.
Yeah. Uh, and problem is, there is not much like there's not much in the term in the ways of signposting. There is like doors and exits are labeled, but they're labeled in shorthand. Like they're labeled like in abbreviations and symbols more than they are in words. Like nothing says fifth room east wing. It's always something like number 5E or something like that, along those lines, right? So
Yeah, I'm
you
looking for a person. I'm looking just for a random like because I'm not the only one in those shafts, am I?
yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna say roll me something uh because these passages are labyrinthian. They're labyrinth, right? So yeah, roll me something.
I'll do prowl. Is that okay?
Prowl sounds good to me. Risky. I'm gonna say risky limited because this is a large. This is a lot of passageways. This is a lot of turns you have to take.
Hey man, I'm not making these numbers up.
I mean, it's still limited, so I'm gonna say you. I'm gonna pull another trick. Uh, I am going to make another clock. I'm looking for it. This is a 6-side clock. Because of your 6, I'm gonna say you already have a side filled in. And this is you finding your way around the passageways. Is that okay?
All right, cool. Yeah. Um, how much of it is filled in, you said?
1.
All right, cool. Um, oof. Wait, 6 fills me up 1?
Yeah, it was limited effect, remember?
Oh yeah, for sure. So the next 6s that come around are I'm gonna
Unless you
if
find a map or unless you find someone to
yeah.
talk to, but until then you're kind of lost.
All right, cool. Yeah. So then that's it. I'm just looking
Yeah.
for a map or someone to talk to then.
Jacob,
Whilst
what are you doing?
whilst this conversation has been going on, I've had a conversation in my head to the 5th member of the Dark Coal Solution. I don't think I ever told you how my mother died. She died sorry. You see, service was her life. Being close to the upper echelons of Duskfall society, it made her respectable, honest. She knew how the world worked outside. She was always terrified when I'd go out and play with the boys and girls in the street. She tried to feed me the same lies that she was fed on. She didn't know they were lies, bless her. That there was a way out of the stabbing and the taking and the lies, the mistrust, that there was a strata of society that still could be trusted. I remember the night she was fired. Barely hitting my teens, I guess. It was a soiree. Such an elegant name for what is a bunch of rich people taking substances that make them adult, even worse than they are on day to day. But she forgave them and looked the other way. Even in her own head, she justified it as them letting off the pressure of the stress they get by being who they are. They were young back then. Lady Pandaren was quite a looker, not that you'd believe it now. Strangford was as bullish as ever, less of a xenophobe. That came in later years. Taslan was kind of the rough job of the lot. And Raphael was just this foppish idiot. Nothing really changes there. They found themselves on the wrong end of a bet. Other young nobles, I suppose it was. And so, they were given some sort of dare, I guess it was. Can't remember what the statue was called now, but hugely favoured. And they were to take it, deliver it. And they dropped the blame directly on Mother. Said that they saw her with it last, that she left the room, said she was going to polish it. They could never find it, even when they tortured her. She didn't give up its location, so they thought it was some ploy that she was played, and so they let her go. She wasn't in that much of a healthy state when they left her. It's what a couple of weeks, and some of the darker corners of one of these noble houses will do to you. But she died days later. The 7. It sounds so important now. And they own corners of the city, ring fencing everything that everybody else is fighting for. I've always wanted to bring them down. Always. Strangford was a bonus. I wonder if Cass did kill him. It doesn't matter. But now you and I, my friend, are going to enact the final part. Hopefully the Physiker has already drunken the drink that I gave him. It's time. I need to be well again before you and I ruin my life. Ready? Main course.
Jacob, I need you to do me a resist roll.
Sure.
So you're gonna use resolve, and you're gonna use that to resist.
Okay. I'm going to blow some stress because this is important.
Yeah, you can. I think you can for this one. You can for resist rolls.
Oh, I can't. No?
I'm actually gonna quickly look that up, but I feel like it is counterproductive what resist rolls are. So I'm going to. For now, I'm gonna homebrew it as you can't, but I'm gonna look it up anyways.
Okay. Let's see how we go.
6. You take no stress from yeeting a ghost out of you.
Thank you. Now let's get
You
to work.
managed to get through that entire ordeal without taking a single stress. Oh my god.
That's a ghost that respects boundaries and
uh,
safe words. Very important.
So now, Jacob, the ghost is out. You're no longer a pale mess. What do you do?
I sit up. Is the physiker asleep?
Let's say yeah.
Okay, he's taken my draft. I go up. Not tapping him too much. Good man. Good man. Right. So, cracks his knuckles. Let's see if I've been studying my friends close enough. I whip out some of the doctor's tools. I pick the lock.
Okay. That's going to be do me a roll.
I believe that would be finesse.
Yeah. Risky, limited. Doctor's tools are not exactly meant for lockpicking.
Sure. I mean, I was going to say, is the door locked at all? Because I've got a fucking guard outside and I'm unconscious. But I'm going to go with it. Somebody mentioned.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I meant you meant the. I thought you meant like the hidden door where the.
Oh God, no. This is the door. This is the door to the room I'm in. Where,
It's not locked. It's not locked. But the guard is outside.
The guard is outside. I go. Do you want him, or shall I have to deal with him?
You feel a reply of. Just give me some essence already.
Well, sucks to be him. Palm pistol. Open the door. Shoot the guard in the head.
Okay. Roll me something.
This would have to be finesse, but I will, because it's fast hands.
Up to you. I'll allow finesse.
Yeah.
But up to you. However, I want to say this is desperate now. I want to say this. Yeah, this is beyond risky. So yeah, I'm gonna say desperate standard.
Giving myself stress for the extra dice.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. I hit prowess instead of finesse. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do that again. So you said desperate.
Desperate standard.
And bonus dice.
Yep.
Boom. And the bells start ringing. Best part about the bells ringing, I think it was canonically said by Rodrigo that you can hear it literally anywhere in the city.
Basically, the bell is localized. Everyone in this area can hear it.
Works for me because it means those guys know it's just kicked off.
We cut to the main area of the Centralia Club where people have been dancing and drinking and eating. There has been an orchestral band playing, this entire time, playing, I'm just going to say music from Elysium, essentially, right? When suddenly there is a loud bang, and the music stops, and the chatter stops, and the only thing left is the echo of a gunshot before the tolling of a bell. You can hear Cass, Slate, you can hear this. Sebastian, you can hear this. The 7 can hear this.
Is someone walking me and Slate to go and find?
Yes.
I turn to Slate and I say, "Oh shit, we forgot to keep an eye on Checkers."
Oh, you genius! You fucking genius!
Yes.
Fuck. I don't even know what to say to that.
So far it's been our plot. Left turn, left turn, left turn. It goes right after 3 left turns. Hopefully no more left turns. So no more plot twists, please. My heart can't take it.
And with that, we're gonna end it a little bit early.
Oh,
Oh, guys. I was when I was sitting back and it was my section, I was just there looking. I was like, these guys are fucking geniuses. I fucking love it. Absolutely brilliant. Ah.
Oh, this game is not good for my fucking
Like,
art. Yeah. Thank you again to Simon, Kevin, Kat, and Mike for providing the incredible story of tonight. It has been a lot of fun. Join us next week, hopefully, right? Hopefully, to the grand finale of season 1 of City of Ghosts and Broken Dreams. That's right, season 1. There's more coming, baby. I don't know when, but it's coming. It's been a lot of fun. It's been incredible, and I can't wait for the finale. It's been building up to this. Yeah, we're in the end game now. Will the Dark Cloud solution make it? Who knows? I don't. I certainly fucking don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, if you want to join in the chaos, that is slightly better for your heart because you're not gonna be like having it trying to fucking burst out of your chest. You can always join the Discord, or you can just throw money at our faces by subscribing. And we'll be back. Blades is gonna come back on next Tuesday again, hopefully. Friday, Benefactor, finally the final boss fight with the Witch Queen. Another thing we've been building up for like God knows how long.
Yep.
so
And
what I'm hearing here is that for Rodrigo and Simon, it's just a very chill week.
yeah,
Just,
Yeah.
calm
Yeah.
and
Relax.
happy and not much going on really.
No
Just
expectations.
And,
None.
kicking
No.
back.
It's fine.
now and on
Mhm.
Sunday we go back to Lancer. Fast farewell, where we might get a highlights, kind of, maybe, sort of. Who knows? But yeah, now we're gonna raid because we did finish early.
No, we're not going to raid tonight. So for editing reasons, because I want the finale to be edited together, I am not going to raid tonight. So we are just going to say a big thank you to Scornfuse Hermit, as always. We've seen some of our other friends dipping in and out. Stygian, if you're watching the rest of this on VOD, hope that you enjoyed what I'm sure was, I don't know, stressful for me. I don't know about for you. And also thank you, because we did say it during the Benefactor, but it's worth saying, not Benefactor, during Lancer. Hang on, was it? I can't remember which one it was now.
Me either.
It's all got to one. But a lot of people in the Chaotic community at the moment have subscriptions because Stygian is mental. We love him.
Yes, I was going to say a
Wow.
big thank you to Stygian.
Yeah.
Gifting
Thank
me a
you.
That's not where it
subscription,
came from.
throwing money at us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
everyone
appreciate
here is subscribing.
Yeah.
I've been
Thank
with
you.
Chaotic Neutral since it started, and this is the first time I've been subscribed.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, no, I haven't been
you.
since it started, but thank you.
No,
for
but
the
I've been here since like episode 1 of the Benefactor, and this is the first time I've been subscribed.
So yeah, for anybody who's watching who hasn't gone, because I know we've got a lot of a lot of rooms in the Discord. Thankfully, we've got that many conversations going on. If you go into one of them, I can't remember the name of it, but take a look around. There is an emote that Stygian is almost entirely responsible for. So we have a new
Cool.
emote that's going to turn up on Twitch, and Felicia, our head of art, is going to be asking for suggestions and getting people to vote on it. So be part of that as well.
So is that the emote suggestions room
That would probably be the room. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would probably
in,
be
in
the
the
room.
stream
Yeah.
clips?
So go in and be part of that, and please continue to be part of the wonderful conversation that always entertains me when I have my lunch break and have to catch up on nearly I don't know 200 lines worth of chat. So big thank you to everybody for that, and a last reminder for anybody who is watching that we have one more slot on next season's Excelsior Rising, which is mine. That will be on stream. Then Rodrigo, I'll leave it to you. What's you've still got slots for?
I got one slot open for a personal vampire game that I'm running on Wednesdays. That's the one I'm playing with Vic and two of her friends.
Okay.
It's Wednesdays gonna be around 1 p.m. my time, which is around the time we stream.
So around about 8 p.m. Yeah.
8 p.m. Yeah, 8 p.m. GMT. It's not stream. It's just a personal game. Um, it's very geared towards people who don't know Vampire because two of Vic's friends don't know it. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing.
And we have one final game as well, and that is the lovely Mage Dave, who has yet to appear on screen, but has already run games for some of the community already. Has 2 more slots. That's largely because I took one of them. Haven't played that game in ages. For Legend of the Five Rings, which if you haven't got into it, it's a lovely system. It's an XKY system. Roll X dice, keep Y, and this is something that Dave knows a lot about. So have a look on the Discord. If you're interested, please go in and react. We do kind of say to people, oh, there's something in looking for group room. But please check it out and whack a reaction on there if you're interested. I
one
know that
last
he's trying to rope Mike in for one of the slots.
One last thing, just one last announcement. After Blaze is done, obviously we're gonna take I'm gonna take a break,
Yep.
right, from GMing. But afterwards, I'm looking to run No Room for a Wallflower, the Lancer the first Lancer narrative campaign. Again, mostly geared to people who like only watch our streams of Lancer, or they write about Lancer somewhere else and they are interested and they want to learn how to play the game. That campaign is gonna be geared towards that. So I don't know when I'm gonna start running it. Again, it depends on how Blade shakes out, how how everything else shakes out.
So it's a chance for some of the Angels to now be Lancers, although it won't be an Iron Wall game.
I can make it an Iron Wall game. Like I genuinely like. There's
Sure.
literally
Yeah,
no
you have my
reason I
permission.
can't
I
make
mean,
it.
I know that I made the Iron Wall, but
Yeah,
that's
but
fine.
I'll discuss details later. I'm not gonna
So-
make the group listing just yet, but yeah.
The thing to
that's
focus
gonna
on with that is, as Rodrigo said, it's for people to get into the game. So people like me aren't going to go into the game unless there are spare slots. We will be space fillers, but we want people to come forward and enjoy what is an astounding game. I don't know how great it is to watch. I'm hoping it's good because there's a lot of people who are joining in the chat, but it is an absolute joy to both play and run. So if you're interested in that, once again, get hold of Rodrigo in Chaotic. So I think, is that everything?
That's it.
Cool.
That's a long outro, but sure.
I figure that if there's one place to pitch for games, why not
It's
here?
at the end.
Why
Yeah,
not
that's
here?
fair.
Yeah, because you've seen chat. A single line gets buried very quickly, whereas this is recorded. So, in that case, I'll leave it to you for saying goodnight.
Good night, everyone. Have a lovely evening.